Exporting geometry nodes and getting a blank scene, even with apply modifiers enabled? Here's why and the fix. If you've ever tried exporting geometry nodes, you might have run into this frustrating problem. You select your object, export it, open it up again, and you get a completely blank scene. Even if you enable apply modifiers in the export settings, the file is still empty. And today I'm going to show you exactly why this happens and the simple fix that solves it. This applies to GLTF, FBX and USD, but strangely enough, not OBJ or STL. More on that later. I'm Mike. I'll be using the Windows 3D viewer for quick previews of the 3D models, as well as Godot as a second check with our GLTF files. The basics here is adding a realized geometry node. Now there are some more nuances beyond that, and I'll show you how to optimize your export workflow with quick menu shortcuts so you'll be able to export your variations rapidly. And with that out of the way, let's hop on over into Blender. The axes you saw at the beginning are created using geometry nodes, but we're going to use a simpler scene. Let's start by looking at the geometry nodes system we have here. We have our default cube. That is where our points are coming from. So this group input is simply our default cube, which if I press tab to come out of edit mode, disappears. And we are using the points of that. So each one of the vertices in all 8 corners will be being used. And then we're simply using a mesh instance, in this case a cube, and we're instancing it on every one of those points. And that is what we see over here. Fantastic. So this is a really simple setup, a fundamental one that you'll use lots when using geometry nodes. However, if I go ahead and save this and have a look at it over in Godot, as I've stored it there already, we can see that it will re-import the asset, but nothing is there. So something is not working there. Back over in Blender, let's go and export all of the different file types that I want to see. And it will depend which one you need for the program you're working in. So if you were printing, you might want an STL. So let's go ahead and export that. And I'm just going to call it gn_test. Again, I'm going to do an OBJ file. This is quite an old file type now, but it's still in circulation and it surprisingly works quite well. And it's a text file, which makes it very editable and also possible to track changes with a lot more easily than a lot of other file types. Let's go ahead and export an FBX file to the same location. Now I know that it's not going to export very well anyway when it comes to FBX with Godot, but that's fine, because we can use the 3D viewer in Windows to test that. And finally, let's do the GN test as well. Now, I have had this object selected all the time, so that should mitigate any only export selection problems, but we'll talk about that in a few moments. Let's have a look over in Godot. The file types that it supports are OBJ, GLB, and FBX. Okay, so let's go ahead and click. FBX doesn't work, GLB doesn't work, but here's the interesting thing. An OBJ actually works. So if you're working with a very basic model, OBJ seems to work a lot of the time without having to do anything extra. But that's not true for our FBX and GLTF type files. And if we go ahead and open up the OBJ in the Windows 3D viewer, we see that works. If I do the STL, that also works. However, the GLB file is totally blank, and so is the FBX. So there's something deeper going on here. Now, the reason this doesn't work is because geometry node instances are not real mesh data. When you use instance on points or many other forms of instancing, Blender creates references to geometry, not actual duplicated mesh data. Some exports cannot handle these references, even with apply modifiers enabled. The exporter sees instances as empty, so there is no mesh data because they're not realized yet. The solution is to convert those instances into real geometry before exporting, and we do that with the Realize Instances node. So Shift and A, search for Realize Instances, it's right at the top there. I'm going to go ahead and click it and drop it in. Now if I go ahead and save my file and immediately go and check Godot, it will re-import that file and we can see straight away that it's right there for us. However, what about these other exports? Is that all we needed to do? Let's go and have a look. I'm going to go ahead and export. We know that OBJ and STL work, so let's just focus on our FBX, our GN test. Now, selected objects is not selected. That's absolutely fine in this case. However, if you are exporting an individual object from a massive scene, sometimes it is good to have that selected, and we'll deal with more of these options in a moment. Let's export FBX, and finally export GLTF. Let's make sure that we've got the right one selected and export. And now if we go back over into Godot, it will re-import those and we can see we've got the other two coming in. So that is a good sign. We can see here as well that the size of the file is not 1 kilobyte anymore. That's a good sign that there's additional data in there. And if we go ahead and open these up, starting with the test GLB, that's come across much better, and the FBX file as well. Perfect. And it looks like the GLB might have brought more in it than just the object. It looks like we've got some lighting in there as well. So the geometry is fully present. All the parts are there correctly combined. That's exactly what we wanted. If you're finding this workflow helpful, hit that like button. It really helps get this video in front of others. And if you're enjoying the content, subscribe for more. Now, if you're exporting assets repeatedly like I am, going through file, export, GLTF, or whatever you're doing every single time gets rather tedious. Let me show you a quick optimization. What we can do is we can add anything that we want to our quick menu. So in this case, I want to export, let's say as a GLTF 2.0, I can right click on that and add it to the quick favorites. Now, providing that I'm in object mode, wherever my cursor is, I can hit Q and GLTF 2.0 will appear. Then I can just save straight away. That saves going through that menu every single time. And whilst we're here, if you have a specific setup that you want to use, selected objects is one that I often have selected. Perhaps you want to make sure that you have your mesh apply modifiers. If you've got a mirror modifier or something like that, you don't want half a model appearing across. So making sure that these are the settings that you want to use, we can click the plus at the top here and have this as my preset. And then next time you come round, we can come and select my preset every single time. And we can come in here and just export, and there we go. And beyond this, the next step would be to create a Python script to automate this workflow. I have some videos on Python. I'll pop some links in the description for you. If you are new to geometry nodes, there are plenty of tutorials and courses out there, including mine. And Tom from CG Matter Default Cube Channels has just released the first part of his new course for free on YouTube. I'll make sure the link is at the top of the description for you. And the full course is available on Blender Market or Superhive. Links at the top of the description. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.